Good evening, hello. This is a follow-up video to the first video I made about the Terry Burnham Memorial Project. And I was not anticipating having to make this video, or at least if I was going to make it, I didn't think it would probably happen at this point in time. But I'm very happy to report, as many people know already, Terry Burnham's cremated remains were in fact buried in Forest Lawn Cemetery in Long Beach on August 8th, 2018, which would have been her 69th birthday if she was still with us. And she is once again with her parents. She's alongside her parents, Guy and Betty Burnham. And we are very, very happy that this project now has been realized, and that closure has been realized. And once again, very much heartfelt thanks to everyone who contributed to the fund. It cost approximately $5,000 to complete this project. $3,500, in fact $3,594 was raised by the fundraiser that I did, and then another individual raised $1,500, which I believe paid for those burial costs, but that's off the record. I really don't know. So, now we are at, a new crossroads, I guess, if you will. We were at a crossroads a couple of years ago when the headstone was placed. It's so hard to believe that that much time has gone by already. The headstone was placed almost 2 years ago, about 7 weeks short of 2 years, in Forest Lawn. And finally, the cremated remains that were in the hands of another individual were sent to Forest Lawn and were in fact interred. So that's obviously very, very good news. So as I say, we are once again at a kind of a crossroads, and this really begins the infinite period of time. Of course, Terry is with her parents again, but she is, has officially kind of gone home, as it were. She is in her eternal resting place. So I invite all of you, everyone who might be either live in the Long Beach area, or if you happen to be passing through there or making a visit, you might live in another country and you might be on a visit to Southern California, and are willing, if you're not staying in Long Beach, you might be willing to take a little bit of a drive. Go to Forest Lawn Cemetery on San Antonio Drive in the city of Long Beach, and during their operating hours. And if you can't find the Burnham's headstones, you can definitely stop in at the mortuary office. It's kind of hard to describe on a video where exactly in the park they are, but they are actually, I'm just visualizing it now, they're right inside the main gate on the left. So if you go in the main gate, they're in the benevolence section on the left. I'm sorry, I'm using these hand gestures and it's going to come out backwards. Anyway, I think it's like slot 1202 is Terry's grave, and it's in the benevolence section. It's not too far from the back. There's a fence there, and it's not too terribly far back from the fence or wall. It's been a couple of years now since I was out there last. So, but of course, Terry's career stands on its own, and she can still be observed. Twilight Zone is played every day all over the world in reruns, and I remember Camille Franklin, Twilight Zone actress and very good friend of mine, telling me, every time it plays, I get a royalty. Or every time they issue Twilight Zone on DVD, I get a royalty. The royalty checks are not significant, but it's still generating income for those who were associated with the show, who acted in the show, and Camille isn't the only one. To watch Terry Burnham, who was really, arguably the finest of the child talents on Twilight Zone, next to Bill Mooney and Morgan Brittany and Stephen Perry and Judy Strangis and a handful of others. I'm not even coming close to naming them all. Ron Howard, of course, how could I leave Ron out? But Terry's performance was really by far, as I said in the other video, the one that really grabbed you by the throat. And so was really, Bill Mooney's in It's a Good Life. Maybe maybe one or two others by some of the other kids. But Terry's was like no other. It was absolutely like no other. The way she's taking Janice Rule to task and whipping her into shape. So poignant. And as I said on the other video, it kind of plagued her because after that episode aired and hit the reruns and remained in reruns for decades, everybody wanted to meet Terry Burnham. But sadly, that just wasn't possible. But and once again, after I posted the news that she had been interred, once again an outpouring of not everyone, but so many people who went to school with her in Long Beach. She was a very popular girl. She had many friends, and nobody has had a bad word to say about her, which cannot be said for all talents and for all actors, especially child actors. Some of them are very corrupt. It really depends on the person. And I think Terry's life was, her early life was very busy. She was a working actress. She did not only television and film, but she did commercials. She might have done print ads too. She just had that kind of girl next door face. So, anyhow, as I said, we are at a crossroads, and this is probably the final frontier, final crossroad. So now this is the beginning of, eternity, if you will, for lack of a better description of it. And once again, to all of you who contributed, you have our tremendous thanks, and you can be very satisfied with yourself that you made a decision to help us make this a reality. So, thank you very much, all of you who contributed, and if you didn't happen to contribute or were not able to, certainly your loyalty is contribution enough, because without any interest, this wouldn't have been done. If Terry did not mean something to so many people, this would not have been done. So it fell upon one or two of us to do this, and certainly we were not without help. We had the help of dozens of people. Very touching, and I know Terry, from wherever she is looking in or looking down, whatever you prefer, and she is, wherever she is now, she is also eternally grateful and will always be. So, again, thank you very much.